Well, hey, Paula, this is Josh Nelson with Plumber SEO. I really appreciate the opportunity to give you a quick review of your current website and online marketing efforts and maybe share some ideas on how I think you guys can be doing more from an internet marketing perspective. So I just wanted to start off. I've got your web page open, and I think it's a beautiful website. Obviously, you guys have done a nice job from a design and development perspective, and some really nice content on your site as well. Just in looking around, it seems pretty clear that you focus mostly on commercial and higher end commercial type projects. Okay. So I mean, the review of this one, it's a little bit different than some of our other reviews in that obviously we're not looking for the emergency repair, the toilet repair type work. We're looking for commercial plumbing contractor, commercial HVAC system installation, these types of keywords that will be important to you. So, I mean, as I look at your website, you've got good content that explains, what you do, who you are, and the fact that you do specialize in the higher-end commercial projects. However, when I run a search for, what I would think would be important to you guys over on Google, first of all, Macon is your main area where you guys are located. If I type in Macon Plumber, you're not showing up prominently on the first page. Now, however, you do have a spot on the map, which is fantastic. There's some things you can do to really take this directory listing that you have to another place. But I'm going to run another search for Macon Commercial Plumber.
682.
And I would think that's almost, in your case, even more important than Macon area plumber. So when we type in Macon Commercial Plumber, you guys aren't showing up in this search. And with some changes, you will be relatively quickly. So I would type in Macon Commercial, another way that would, plumbing contractor.
Okay.
As I pull that up,
90L10.
green plumbing is not showing up in this search either. And I really think that if somebody's looking for the type of project that you guys do, especially this this major system build, installation, repair, whether it's heating or plumbing, they're going to put commercial with that search, and you're not showing up. So that's a major concern, and I think that there's some relatively simple things that can be done on this website to make it clear to Google that you're a commercial plumbing contractor, that you specialize in these types of projects. And so as I look at your website, just going back to the home page, your title tag on this site is Green and Associates Incorporated, which is your company name, Dash Mechanical Contractors. That's what we see here in yellow as I go over the title. That's inside of the coding of your website. There's something called a title tag. You want to try and integrate your keywords into that title tag, especially important keywords like commercial plumbing contractor, combined with the area that you operate in, which is Macon, Georgia, and probably the greater Georgia area. And the same goes for your services page. So if we want to show up for commercial plumbing contractor, complete commercial heating contractor, just by making some updates to the title tag, making sure that this H1 tag restates that specific keyword combination, you can really make it clear to Google what your website is all about and what you do. And that kind of gives us the first important placeholder in Google. So at least when someone types in, Macon area commercial plumbing contractor, you show up on the list. It's not going to make sure you're showing up on page 1, but at least you'll be showing up on the list. What needs to be done in order to show up page 1 relatively high will be to get inbound links from other websites on the internet pointing back to not only to the home page but to the other pages on the website that we'll build out as well. Because right now your website says services, we've got plumbing, we've got HVAC, we've got design build. I can think of probably 20 or 25 different major keyword combinations that somebody might type in if they were looking for commercial, industrial, plumbing, and HVAC related services. And so we want to make sure we have a page on this website for each one of those different keyword combinations. That way we can have a placeholder in Google for all of the different ways that people search. And I'll just give you an example of this. One of our clients is in Miami, Florida, very competitive market, also specifically focused on commercial plumbing and heating installations and repair. And this client didn't have much placement at all for plumbing, commercial or otherwise on the Google searches until they started working with us. And I'll just show you, if I type in Miami commercial plumbing contractor and we run that search. No, commercial real estate, that's not the right search. Commercial plumbing contractor. You can see they've got spot A on the map, which is the most prominent listing. I mean, this is what people will look at when they search. They're going to see this here and consider, okay, this must be a relatively well-established commercial plumbing and heating contractor. But if you scroll down into the organic section, you'll see they're also showing up, second on the list and third on the list. So they've got some serious real estate on Google page 1, and this is, of course, one of their videos that speaks specifically to the commercial component of what they do. So you can see they show up a number of times on page 1 for their most important keyword, which is Miami commercial plumbing contractor. So you've got this spot A, then you've got these two listings here, and then their video. So they've got a high probability of being found when somebody's searching for these specific, commercial plumbing related services. And when we drive into their website, you can see it doesn't take them to a generic page on the website. It takes them to the specific section that talks about commercial plumbing in the Miami, Florida area. And it's not just for Miami. There's those little cities around Miami that are also important. And the same for Macon area. There's a lot of little cities in and around Macon that you want to make sure you show up for when someone types in whatever that city is combined with commercial, industrial, plumbing, or HVAC services. So I typed in Kendall. This is a smaller city in the Miami area, but also relatively high populated, a lot of commercial business in this area. You can see they're right here on page 1 with a couple of listings for that search. And I could go on and show you probably 30 or 40 different examples like this where this client dominates the search engines for all of the commercial-related plumbing services, but I think you get my point. If we build out your website in a way that Google understands that you're commercial and industrial related, and then we tag it in that way, and then we proactively go out and create inbound links to the site, when we type in commercial plumbing contractor in Macon, Georgia, or in any of the little cities in and around Macon, and we could actually probably do this for the majority of Georgia if you guys have that large of a service area for these commercial and industrial related services, you'll be showing up, and you'll be showing up prominently. Now, one thing I wanted to show you that I think you guys should take note of, when I type in Green and Associates Macon, Georgia, here's what shows up. And, there's a lot of links here that are specifically on your site that Google has spidered and found, and that's fine. And when I look at your Google Places listing, which is what shows up on the Google map when someone types in, your company name, you'll see that there's one review, but your website isn't referenced here, and it's not linked up correctly. This is not an optimized Google Places listing. So you're really not putting your best foot forward. I mean, Google hardly even recognizes that you are taking the internet seriously. Because if you haven't gone in and claimed this Google Places listing, you're missing the boat from a major perspective. Right now, there's no website address listed here. That's something that you should definitely want to get added because that's a valuable link back to your site. So a lot of people go straight to the map when they're searching. Beyond that, there's one review, and that's good. That's very important. But the other thing that's missing is photos and descriptions. We want to make sure that we optimize this so that it clearly states commercial, industrial, plumbing, HVAC-related services, installation, design, build, and put photos of those types of projects here on your Google Places listing. And that'll improve the probability of showing up in this area. I do have a tool that I use to help me determine, how well you've been optimized online from a directory listing perspective. And when I typed in your company name, Macon, Georgia, here's what I came up with. So far, you guys haven't really claimed yourself on Google, Yahoo, Bing, Yelp, CitySearch, HotFrog, YP.com. There's a major gap on the internet that you guys, just are missing. And if you take the appropriate action, especially if you work with a company like ours, we'll be able to go in and take care of this entire process for you, where we'll claim all of your local directories, listings on Google and Yahoo and Bing and CitySearch and Angie's List and Judy's Book. we'll go into this website, which I think is a quality site, but we'll optimize it from an SEO perspective so that Google can clearly understand, hey, okay, this is what this page is about, and we can make sure that you're showing up on Google searches when people type in, commercial, industrial, plumbing and HVAC related services, and any of the areas that you operate in, whether that's just Macon and 10 cities around Macon or even a bigger footprint than that. I mean, we can really help you dominate for these commercial related services and drive a lot of new opportunity to you guys. So, I mean, that's my assessment. That's where I really feel there's room for improvement for you guys. I'd love the opportunity to talk with you live and in person over the phone about this, to answer any of your other questions. And if you're interested in talking about how we can help you really take this to the next level and start to dominate the search engine in your area, I'd love to have that conversation. So you can reach me back directly at 866-610-4647, and I appreciate your time.